It's currently 8:30. We got about 20 seconds until the 8:30 news kind of drops for Friday. Kind of going over the market right now, trying to figure out what I want to do. So I figured, since a lot of people question, why I get into my trades and how I really plan, and asking questions of like, did you really mark out that level or blah 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 blah, and stuff like that. So I figured that I would just do kind of like my pre-market breakdown kind of live, so we can kind of explain how I'm feeling for today and how I decided to like approach all this price action. So I'm just gonna delete everything on the chart. Now, for me, when I see downtrending things, especially like on the daily time frame, I always like to mark out all of the variables that we kind of responded to. So in this case, I love looking at order blocks because order blocks always get respected. And not always, but when they do get respected, it gives you a really good picture of what is actually happening. So on the daily chart yesterday, we traded into a daily order block while inside of a big SIBI and got a delivery lower. A lot of people were caught off sides because they saw the SMT here. Although we were bullish, it looks like we are only bullish to rebounds to actually move lower. And if we kind of OTE out the price leg here, kind of dipping above that 50%, and then corresponding with another bearish PD array. So yeah, looks like 830 delivered us lower here. My rule of thumb for these candles is to measure them out and look at the consequent approachment of them. I would love to see this SIBI up here kind of get filled over around 18,800, just for it being like a little bit of a higher quality and just some structure around it. We also have another order block on the hour time frame right here that I would love to kind of get respected as well. We could very well continue to keep delivering throughout the 830 and 930, moving lower. I do have a price target at 18,250. So we got around 200-ish points to go to this price target. It's a daily level, so we might get it today. We might get it a little bit later in the session. But I'm definitely, when we see moves like this, I like to measure out basically an important level first, look at the consequent approachment. So if we get some type of stop raid that pushes us into this 15-minute SIBI, I would measure that candle for the targets lower. But it looks like we have a clear-cut path today as this thing kind of just washes down, but kind of just going with the same type of thing. We're going to take a prominent low out, mark it as an order block, see if you trade into it at the open, and then we go on from there, guys. Super simple strategy on how I approach the morning. All I'm looking for really is what side of the market are we delivering to. Right now, I'm identifying that we're delivering lower. I keep it simple. I don't think about anything else. Right now, we look bearish, so I am bearish. If we look bullish, I will be bullish. But we had to have price action that corresponds with those two variables in order for me to kind of switch that bias up. I'm a little bit more woken up from 8:30 and definitely super hyped because of that beautiful trade that I just hit. Today, we're going to break down why I took that trade again and what I did with the information that I was talking about at 8:30 when that news driver dropped, because this is a key reason. So immediately, 9:30 opens. Already on the 15-minute chart, we're going to check out everything that happened and seeing if we have any bearish PD arrays that are going to support this thesis of this move going down. We had a Judas swing in the morning that completely swept the 8:30 news driver, and I'm going to show you why these two markets kind of correlated to making a lot of sense on taking a short. So first things that we're going to do is we got the 15-minute chart marked up. We marked up the order blocks in the morning, and we also created a SIBI. We just had to wait for time to actually get that SIBI created. So this is the 15-minute SIBI and that 15-minute order block that we marked out on the ES and on the NQ in the morning. I always want to measure out the 8:30 candle. If it's a news driver, measure the series of candles that prints out the low to the high. So in this case, we set in the low at 836. Yes, 830 printed over here at this 1885 area. I don't want to focus on just the 830 candle. I want to focus on the price leg in general. Okay. So going into the teaching part of everything that I did today, I took a short today. Before I took this winner, I took a short all the way down here. anticipating that, we were finding the weakness. We were respecting this 15-minute order block on the NQ. Here, I'm just going to zoom over a little bit. We were respecting this 15-minute order block. Zoom it out. Gimme. Okay. And then we were just going to deliver lower. They offered a fair value gap. And this ended up being a turtle soup to actually do something completely opposite. We swept the 8:30 news driver high. Now, a lot of people would have tried to kind of participate in this long move, but it's Friday. We have a TGIF macro. I would love to see some type of liquidity swept on one of the two charts. And today, that's exactly what the NQ is giving me. So all I did was kind of adjust. I took my loss. It was $700, a very big loss compared to the losses that I have been taking. But I did not let that affect me going into my next trade, especially when there's opportunity on the table for the rest of the move. After we went up here and swept the 8:30 news driver high, all I did was compare these two charts and kind of measure out what they were doing. ES was respecting its order block, and it was already starting to drop when we were sweeping this high. It actually had an internal model getting swept right here, right at the order block, created displacement, and then after that, there's your 2022 short. You take this all the way down to 5378. On NQ side of things, the stronger index at the time was sweeping the 8:30 news driver high. And then after that, I was just like, wait, if this thing can't get above 50% and this one's already swept its high, ES is weak, so it's going to move lower. NQ is going to follow suit, and it's beautiful for risk to reward. I entered right here, and I left my stop loss open only because of how we were fluctuating. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done that because, anything can happen and I can incur a shit ton of risk. But this, for me, was like a risk-free, absolute go-ahead trade. Like, if I don't take this short, all of the back testing that I've done around 8:30 news drivers, especially for Fridays, is for nothing. Okay? So I don't care if we're ranging 100 points, 200 points, or 300 points. Okay? The opportunity was here today. And we ended up trending more than 200 points in this range. Like, this buy move all the way up from 550 to 750 is freaking crazy in my opinion, but it still happened. But that was the manipulation that we needed for the TGIF macro to kind of do its thing. And that's what I witnessed today. And instead of kind of sidelining, I got active. I noticed that all of these variables are definitely lining up with each other. Just take the short, let it ride. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up managing this position pretty well, taking some partials at different places. At 100 points, I took my partial off right at 1864, locking in $500 over here. And then after that, after this drop, I ended up adding at the SIBI and just kind of carrying this move here just enough to actually pass the funded account. So we started this thing on Monday. We had one losing day, and it was on Tuesday. I lost $200. But Monday, Thursday, and Friday were the days that I really participated in the market, and we got this thing passed up in probably 4 trades, and they're all documented. Make sure you guys go back to those videos and check them out because there's definitely some good insight on how I decided to engage with the market. Hopefully it's kind of cool to see that, planning at the 8:30 and just basing what you're going to do off the day off of that news driver kind of gives you a better outline to kind of, stick to your rules and play within this parameter of the chart, right? So yeah, guys, I will be making a bigger video on how I passed my funded account in 4 trades a little bit later on. You can expect that around Sunday, but today I just kind of wanted to go over my Friday trade and just highlight the fact that you can come into the market, you can plan before and let time do its thing and then execute after that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content so far. I'm trying to still pump out some more shit for you guys. Next journey is, being on the live account. I told you I was here to, I wasn't here to play, guys. So we're here, we're locked in, and you guys will be seeing more stuff from me from my live account. I'm going to update you guys on the strategy that I'm going to be using to, kind of just rack this shit up, guys. Appreciate you guys for sticking around, always watching the videos. Make sure you guys leave a like. Let your friends know that I do this shit. Trying to make it big. So, yeah, I appreciate you all. Have a good rest of the fucking week. You know what I mean? Lock the fuck in. You know what I mean?